All right, hi guys, Mrs. Rodriguez here. Sorry I couldn't be in class today, but I wanted to give you this little video to refresh your memory on how to solve one-step equations. So you guys did this last year in Algebra 1. You should remember most of it, but in case you don't, this is just a quick refresher to refresh your memory on how to solve these equations, okay? If you have some paper, or if you want to split screen with a blank Notability, you can copy all this down as I'm doing it. Okay, don't just watch it. You need to copy it down somewhere so that you're really following along with my steps. Okay, so the goal when we're solving these equations, as you guys hopefully remember, is to get x by itself, right? So most of us like to draw a line down the equal sign, and then we use opposite operations to move the numbers to the other side. So this one has a plus 4, so I do the opposite of plus 4, which is minus 4. Now remember, anytime you're solving equations, if you do something on the left-hand side of the equation, you have to do it on the right. So I do minus 4 on the right. Now on the left, the plus 4 and the minus 4 cancel out. The x is still there, so it just comes down. I still have equals in the middle. 15 minus 4 gives me 11, and I am done. Okay, you guys remember this? I bet you do. I think you probably remember it. Okay, so opposite operations, move things from the left to the right. Let's look at number 2. The equation is x minus 3 equals 10. Draw my line. Opposite of a minus 3 is plus 3. Cancels out. Bring down your x. 10 plus 3, 13, and I am done. Okay, so these one-step equations today are going to be pretty quick for most of you. You'll remember them. You should remember how to do these pretty easily. I'm just going to go through these 10 examples, and then the sub is going to tell you 2 other things that you're going to be working on after this, okay? So let's try number 3. Again, I draw my line. I want to get x by itself, so I leave x where it is, but I have to move this number that's nearby it to the other side. So how do I move a negative 2? Well, I do the opposite, which means I add 2. When I do it to the left, I have to do it to the right. On the left, it cancels. My x just comes down. 6 plus 2 is 8, and I'm done. Okay, opposite operations always. If it's a minus, you do plus. If it's a plus, you do minus. Let's look at number 4. 7 plus x equals 5. So what I would do here is I have to, again, keep the x by itself on the left. So I need to move this 7 to the other side. Well, the 7 doesn't have a number in front. So if there's nothing in front, we assume it's a positive 7, right? So the opposite of a positive 7 is a minus 7. So I have to subtract 7 from both sides. That way it cancels out. I'm left with x on the left. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. And there's my answer. Now you can always check these, right? You can take that answer and plug it back into the original equation for x and make sure that it's true. Make sure that it works. Okay. Let's keep going. Number 5. If I'm going too fast, the sub will give you the link to this, and you can go back and watch the video again on your own, okay? If it can go slower if you need to. So number 5, I draw my line. Now this time x is on the right-hand side. That's okay. I can move stuff to the other side. So I have the minus 3 that I need to move. So I do the opposite of a minus 3, which is plus 3. X is still going to stay on the right this time, and that's okay. X doesn't have to always be on the left, right? X can be on the right. 12 plus 3 gives me 15, and I have 15 equals x. That's the same thing as saying x equals 15. So it's the same process, okay? Same with number 6. On number 6, I have the x on the right. Again, so I need to move the 5 to the left. Now remember, if there's nothing in front of it, we assume it's positive. right? If there's no sign there, we know that's a positive 5. So the opposite operation here has to be minus 5. And this is one I have students make mistakes on all the time because you don't see that plus there, so you forget that it's positive. But in order to move it over, you have to put minus 5 here. It'll cancel out. Bring down my x. 8 minus 5 gives me 3. And that's my final answer. And then again, check your work. If I plug back in a 3, that would make sense, right? If I took that 3 and plugged it back in up here, 3 plus 5, that would equal 8. So it does work. So you want to double check your work, all right? And if you get an answer that doesn't work, it means you made a mistake. Okay, now what about these ones like 7, 8, 9, and 10, where there's no plus or minus? It's not adding or subtracting. These ones are a multiplying problem, right? Where that number is being multiplied. Well, again, I can still draw my line. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. And so I divide both sides by the number in front of x, by the coefficient of x. I divide, and that's going to cancel because multiplication cancels with division. So these two are going to cancel. I'm left with x by itself. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, so if it's in there by multiplication, you do the opposite, which is division. Number 8, same thing. Here's my line. It's just that it's on the right-hand side. Okay, the x is over here on the right, but it's still multiplication. So I still have to do the opposite, which is division. And I divide by that whole thing. So if it's a negative 4, I have to divide by negative 4 on both sides. The negative 4's cancel. I'm left with x by itself on the right. And then I divide 12 by negative 4 to get negative 3. And again, you can check all these on your calculator. You can use your calculator to help. That's perfectly fine. But you do want to show your steps so that I can see how you're doing it, okay? Okay, and again, x was on the right for that last problem, and that's okay. X can be on the right or x can be on the left. It doesn't matter. All right, last two examples here. X over 5 equals 6 for this one. So this is in here by division, okay? So division, I can still draw my line. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply on both sides by whatever number is down here on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply by 5 and multiply by 5. The 5's on the left cancel because multiplication and division cancel out. I'm left with just the x by itself. And on the right, I multiply 6 times 5, and my answer is 30. Last one, negative 7 equals x over 3. Again, I've got division. Well, the opposite of division is multiplication. So I multiply by whatever number is on the bottom. If I do it on the right, I've got to do it on the left. The 3's cancel on the right. I'm left with x on the right, which is okay. Remember, x can be on the right, no worries. And over here, I've got to multiply 3 times negative 7. Positive times a negative is negative 21. And there's my answer. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I just wanted to show you some quick examples. Again, if I went too fast, the teacher can give you the link to this video, right, the substitute. You can take this video and go watch it again on your own and make sure you copy all this down. I'll also put the link to this page on the agenda for our classroom, so you can also have this page on there, okay? All right, good luck. You're going to be working the rest of class on 2 IXLs. The teacher will tell you what they are, and 1 assignment in Schoology. So when I get back next week to class, I want to see those 2 IXLs complete and the Schoology assignment as well. Okay, have a good day, guys.